Can you, I don't know, maybe try to help us wrap our heads around how you guys feel? What's it feel like walking around PRI in 2022? I don't know if you guys had ever been to that event prior to the explosion of Street Outlaws.
Party.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about like many moons ago.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you guys know what it's like to be relative unknowns, right? I know that's a story that I tell a lot. Walking around the PRI show floor, just hoping and praying someone would be friendly to me. Please be nice to me. Please let me see one familiar face. It still hasn't happened 15 years later. But I saw multiple times, anytime I saw you two, there was a crowd of people stopping you on escalators. You're bouncing around. We could hardly talk because you've got a laundry list of appearances. I've known you cats for quite a while, Jeff, a long, long while. Is it hard to kind of quantify how this whole deal has happened? Is it a constant pinch myself type of thing?
Totally.
For us, it is. I don't know how the other guys have approached this or how. All right, can you hear us all right? First
Yes.
and foremost.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. So, you know, I don't know how the other guys have received it. But for us, you know, it's difficult for us to completely take it home, right? Like if you take it home, then it feeds your ego. It makes you believe, oh, this is us. We did it. We are famous for being famous, right? Like, and so we did it. We finally reached that point by being so average. Somebody noticed us, right? So it is weird. It's still weird every single time because at the end of the day, no matter how many people are saying they notice you, how many people are proud of you or whatsoever, you still have to go back to an empty hotel room, right? And put your dirty clothes in your luggage, right? So it's for us, it's a very cool job. It's an opportunity for us to meet a bunch of people we wouldn't normally get to meet, and they've opened doors for us that they don't normally open for the regular guy, which is unfortunate because they're just willing to take more risk on us for whatever reason that is. And that's a blessing, I guess.
I always say, you know, we're regular guys with a cool job, and that's about as far as it goes.
So. Do you think that regular guy, and I know that it's no act, that we talked about this earlier in the show, like the NHRA, they just announced late last year that they're going to do some shootouts in 2022, and they're going to borrow some of the tricks of the cash days trade, and they're going to do call outs, right? So we're going to see Top Fuel and Funny Car guys calling each other out supposedly, or chip drawing. Very cool. But my kind of reaction to that was, man, if it ain't authentic, if it's not real, don't bring it. And I'm just curious, is that what you guys point to? Because this is no act. You guys are regular guys.
I think you're right. I think that if that doesn't translate well, it will affect their existing audience. They have a captive audience that's worked really well. We obviously we're separate. We're running parallel with one another. But you guys know that our audience is different than the NHRA audience, and there's a reason for that. So I think if NHRA is willing to attract our audience by doing that, okay, that they got to take some risk there. But I don't think that they're adding any more additional value to the people that already love NHRA.
I think it's a unique perspective, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the human element that's important in anything, you know, and when you remove that and make it cookie cutter, the more human that you can put in it, the better the show is going to be. Yeah. So I had no idea that NHRA were going to start that, but I think that would be great for them.
It's going to be a different approach. You know, then you have to kind of also look at the other side of the coin. What if No Prep Kings begins to take some of NHRA's, and they have, right? Like everybody borrows things from everybody. But what if No Prep says, we're gonna more streamline it. We're gonna tighten
qualify them or whatever,
right? Yeah. We're gonna quantify them. What if we usher in the drivers and you can't get autographs when you want them? What if you can't see them in the pits? What if you're buying merch through a third party person taking a cut of the merch, right? What if they begin putting some NHRA spins and twists on their approach? Is that going to improve it? I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. So I just am not. My hands and feet aren't in both of the businesses enough to know.
I think it all boils down to being authentic. Like, it has to be real. Like, that's one of my biggest fears, that like the NHRA introduces something like this and they get in everybody's ear and be like, hey, go out there and kind of act like a dick.
You're right.
Go out there and it's like, hey, if this isn't a real thing, if it's not like WWE works, but those people know that they're in on the joke.
That's right.
And that doesn't exist in pro level drag racing. So to your point,